All right, what's up, guys? So, Sweet Anita, she uploaded a video titled "Banned for Saying the N-Word." Tourette's on stream. Look, here's the thing. Like, I truly do believe that this girl has Tourette's. So, if she does say the N-Word, I see it as like, yes, it is her that's saying it, but she has no control over what she says, do. So I'm like, it's something like that where I know people will probably ask me like, what would I do in a situation like that? It's like if I know her condition, I'm just going to pat her on the back and be like, hey, I'm not tripping. All right, so it's like it ain't like she, the Tourette's was even like, she even really like had it like I don't even know like how to like really place it, but it wasn't like she just wasn't having a moment and she just looked me flat out in my face and just called me the N word. Like no, she's like saying a bunch of different things and then it comes out and it's like yeah, I can see how it's possible, but I don't know. I'm not tripping about it. It's something that's like the least of my worries. So even when somebody does say it, like on purpose, it's something I'm like, all right, they said it, It ain't gonna affect me or make me upset. So and it's funny because in the last video I reacted to a Sweet Anita, so it was right after that. It's crazy because I went over to her Twitch or her Twitter account, and then she had like this. I know you guys are probably all like, what are you searching? Seattle crackhead. I'm working on the video, so just ignore that. All right, ignore that. But anyways, for those that hadn't know this, yes, that's why I be searching up on YouTube. But anyways, but no, on her Twitter account, she had like this thing where it's all it's okay to like laugh at her condition because of the stuff that she's saying is funny. And then I went to her Twitch account, and it's like as soon as I had went onto it, because I was just on Twitch before I had reacted to her video, she wasn't on. And then at some point in time when reacting to her video, then she was on, and she was just giving off like this whole thing, like overall like talking on accepting yourself, and it's just like put yourself in an environment where if you think it's impossible, if you put yourself in that environment, like you won't know until you put yourself in that environment. So it's yeah, she was overall like giving off a motivational speech, and I was just like, nah, preach what she's saying. Like I respect that. I'm like, I respect that a lot. So, but yeah, it's this girl has a something condition, and overall, I'm like, I can't really see this being a problem. This is like it wasn't that much of a problem because this was uploaded last year, and I don't even remember hearing about it or anything. So, but no, let's go ahead and get into the video.
Love your necklace, thank you. Can you guess what it is? Can you guess what it is? I'm being pretentious here, but can you guess what that is?
A butterfly?
It's a neck. Way!
Dang. I wouldn't cancel her over some stuff like that.
Morons try to cancel live streamer Sweet Anita because they're too dumb to know what Tourette syndrome is.
Yeah,
A Twitch streamer with Tourette's recently said the N-word on stream, and the fallout wasn't pretty.
This is just mind-boggling. I can't believe that this is the point that we're at with the woke culture.
It's the cancel culture is literally the dumbest thing to me. It's like there's gonna probably be a point in time where I get canceled. There's gonna be a point in time where the seriously the best person on earth will get canceled. I'm like the cancel culture has literally tried to cancel everybody, and I'm like, bro, it's just stupid. Like that's the culture I'm like I'll never be a part of. And I'm like yeah, it's stupid, but. Anyways, back to the video.
And it's like, well, you clearly don't understand Tourette's. All else, though, would be no but at the end. You idiot.
So, I've been getting a lot of criticism lately for having a channel whilst having Tourette syndrome. And the thing that sucks
like
about
coming from a black person, I can tell you right now, like, and knowing what her, her having Tourette's, I'm not offended. I'm not upset. There's been people that have actually, like, intentionally called me the N-word. I've had people that have lived up the street from me call me the N-word. I've had people call me the N-word on the internet. Like, this had to been the least. It wouldn't be put in that category as racist or racism, because it wasn't even racist. There was nothing racist about that. The girl has a condition. It's clear as day. Like, how can people be mad about that? Man. Anyways.
That is that I'm not intentionally trying to offend anyone. If anything,
Facts.
I'm trying to be an example. I'm trying to show other people that have Tourette's that you can find love acceptance on the
And
internet.
if I was her, I honestly, and you know, she most likely will, and I see why a lot of people, like, in some situation like this, they would apologize. Honestly though, I wouldn't apologize. I wouldn't have apologized, because I'm like, y'all gotta understand I got a condition. Y'all gotta understand I got a problem. So I can't help it. All right, like, there ain't no medication, no shot of whatever. There ain't nothing that can, like, stop me from overall. Hold on for a second. All right, I'm back. But yeah, I'm like, I wouldn't have apologized. I'm like, nah, there ain't no reason to apologize. I'm like, I guess, like, you know, sorry that I got Tourette's. Like, I can't help it. But anyways.
Love and acceptance on the internet, and that you don't have to fear the world just because you have a neurological disorder or a disability. That's really what I want to encourage people to feel, and how I want people to respond to my content. But I also kind of want to specifically demolish the kind of what's the word? Kind of like the misunderstandings and the stigma against people with Tourette syndrome, because a lot of people don't really know how it works, and that means that it can be really dangerous for us to leave the house. And one of the reasons why that happens is because some of us have coprolalia. Coprolalia will make you say inappropriate shit. It will make you say inappropriate things that you don't mean to say, that aren't necessarily what you're thinking or feeling. And the way that it works for me personally, and though it can be different for different people with the condition, is that if I worry about saying something, I'm more likely to say it as a tic. I have all sorts of tics. They're not all inappropriate. I say things like kitten all the time, but every now and again, probably several times a day at least.
I'm like, honestly though, I don't know. I guess it's just coming from a cool, laid-back person. I'm like, she doesn't even really need to explain herself either. I mean, like, I guess, like, I would explain to people, like, overall my condition, and I would explain to people, I'm like, hey, this wasn't my intentions on saying the N-word. So yeah, it's you know, it's water to me. I'm like, it's been water under the bridge. I'm like, I'm not gonna trip, like, it's something I'm not gonna trip about. It wouldn't even be it wouldn't even be no water underneath the bridge, because there's no reason to put it underneath the bridge. There's nothing to be offended over, mad over, and none of that. So
wow, a fuck, man. Again and again, I tend to say something inappropriate that I don't mean to, and I'm not thinking. Or if I am thinking it, it's merely that I'm worried about saying it. And that worry and that anxiety can be a trigger, because strong emotions are a trigger too. Now, it got all over Reddit. It got all over Reddit livestream fails. I've been on several news articles all across the internet. People are debating whether or not I belong on Twitch or on YouTube, or if I'm making enough of an effort to censor myself and my condition in order to belong here. And there are so many people saying that I should either be warned or banned for simply having Tourette's and having coprolalia while streaming. And what I find unfair about that is those rules, the terms of service which dictate the whole of Twitch.
It's like, honestly, I'm like, I would, if Twitch, if I were to hear some stuff like this girl got banned over a condition that she has, then I would definitely, hands down, I'm like, nah, I would not go back on Twitch. I'm like, I know I got friends on there that stream, but I never would go on Twitch again, because I'm like, this girl has, I've said it, so I ain't gonna say it again, but I'm just saying, like, she can't help it.
And how you can behave on there is there to protect people.
I mean, she's doing her best to, like, avoid it and to, but yeah, it's just, it's stuff like that. I'm like, she's trying her best, so I just think that it's something like this that just, it should have been ignored. It shouldn't have required this video.
Not to bully people. It's there to prevent racism.
And I know everybody's gonna be like, oh, TMossBoss simping. He's simping. No, I am not simping. This is just me just defending a girl with a condition. I'm like, if this could have been a friend, this could have been, honestly, yeah, it's a random person. I've literally only reacted to like 2 videos of hers, or this video and the other video, and yeah, I'm like, I just really started watching her maybe not too long ago. So it's like, and I don't know, it's just whenever I see a video or see that she's online, I just might watch it for a few minutes. I'm like that with everybody. So But yeah, I'm just more so defending her and letting her know it's like coming from a black person. I'm not, and I'm not the spokesperson for all black people across America, but I at least will hope that I can motivate the minds of a black person that's seen this situation and got highly triggered and highly upset. Hopefully, I can motivate that person and let them know, like, hey, this girl didn't mean it. There's far more worse things that you're gonna have to worry about in life than sweet Anita, in her condition and stuff. So
you're not allowed to say certain slurs, and I inadvertently did say some racial slurs whilst having tics. And where that is a real challenge for me is because I can't act as though I'm ashamed of my condition, hide how it manifests, and encourage other people to accept themselves and their condition at the same time. I feel like censoring the way that I am would be a way of showing shame and would really hinder my ability to inspire others to get out there no matter how bad it gets. So I don't really want to censor myself. So instead I warn people before they jump into my content, whether it's on YouTube or on Twitch, and say I have Tourette syndrome. Most everything that I put out there has Tourette syndrome in the title. It's not because I'm using it for views, it's literally so that people don't abuse me or get angry with me and know what they're letting themselves in for when they jump into my channel. And that way I get a lot less hate, and that way people understand what's going on, and that is kind of like the initiator to my bitch, to kind of engaging with my content and my channel. So, well, with that whole introduction of what's been going on, I've got to say, lots of people...
If people still watch this video, like, everything that just, like, her condition visibly, like, going on, like, right now and stuff in this video, y'all still watch this video and you're still upset over it? I'm sorry, but I think it's best if you just removed yourself from the internet.
Suggested loads of ways to deal with this, including being on a delay. I'm not going to do that. Ruining the interaction live with chat just to act as though I'm ashamed of my condition is not a good idea, I don't feel. And it's not really going to help with the whole not censoring myself and acting ashamed of my condition. I don't feel that the TOS is here to ban people with disabilities from joining the discussion and contributing. It's here to stop racism. And having tics that are inappropriate is not the same as racism. I'm not saying it to persecute anyone. No one's watching my stream, taking it seriously, and going out and persecuting anybody because of my content. They know it's an involuntary tic. I make that constantly, abundantly clear. So to censor me by the same standards of people who can voluntarily spew hate is a terrible idea. Some people have said that I should be allowed to have these tics, but only if other people are allowed to say whatever they want to. Because everything has to be fair and consistent. I have a disability, you can choose what you say. The people are...
How does that make any sense? No. We got to stop the play on that one, because I don't understand. I'm like, it doesn't work like that, where this girl has, a issue and stuff. I don't know. I feel like kind of bad, like talking on it, like calling it an issue and conditioner. But the girl got Tourette's. All right, she has it. I don't have it. A racist person ain't gonna have it. Literally. I mean, yeah, there's people. I'm not saying she's the only one in the world that has it, but I'm saying, like, if a person, people that have went out of their way to call me, like, you've typed that. How do you type up, like, how do you have Tourette's and type that stuff up? I would imagine that you would be able to, like, close it down before you're like, oh no, like, I didn't select the mouse and then press comment and things. Like, this girl's played a whole video game while having it. I'm like, it's one thing when you're typing or whatever and all of that, but I'm like, I hope that's not the excuse that people are using when they are being racist online, is like, oh, I got Tourette's, like, oh, she said it, like, they know, like, oh, they said this or she said, like, no, I'm like, I'm not with that. I'm like, the girl has a condition, then it's like, okay, she's in the clear. But anybody else that doesn't, and you just saying that word just because, nah, you got something built up in you. So
that they should be allowed to say the N-word just because I have Tourette's. Probably not a good thing to come forward and say, because it really does look like you're digging for an excuse to spew hate on a platform that specifically doesn't want it there.
Exactly.
So yes, that's all been happening, but the people who've been criticizing me, some of those people apologized, and I'm really grateful for that.
That's good.
They turned around, realized they were wrong, and decided to retract that statement and apologize to me. That's awesome. There was a young lady who changed her mind about what she said, and I'm so glad. What I'm not so happy about is that people used my condition and my predicament as an excuse to shame her and her body, to spam nude pictures, her nudes all over the place, and ridicule her content.
Wow.
And kind of poke fun at her from a sexual perspective and call her a booby streamer, and all sorts of nasty slurs about women. And that doesn't help me, and it doesn't help anyone with Tourette's. It doesn't educate anyone about
that
Tourette's,
middle
which is what I'm
finger
here to
to
do.
each and every one of those people.
I'm not here to encourage people to bully anyone. I'm not part of cancel culture. I don't jump down people's throats for misunderstanding. I don't think that helps anyone at all. Anyone
Facts.
who feels that criticizing her and her body and her content was a way to defend me, I don't accept that, and I don't want that, and you weren't helping me.
Yeah.
Tourette's awareness is not about shaming anyone. You can't raise me up by tearing other women down.
Yeah.
You can't. So stop. So it was really nice of Summit G to step forward, because he also defended his girlfriend initially.
And I just wanted to give an apology to Sweet Anita. I hope you're doing okay through all the bullshit. For Caroline, she knows she fucked up, and this is just gonna have to be, something that she grows from and learns from. And I promise you that'll happen. It's not gonna be one of those moments where a person just stays the same. She's gonna learn from this, and this is gonna be a humbling experience for her. You know what I'm saying? Trust.
And I understand he had a very visceral reaction and wanted to, stand up for his partner. That's fine. I understand, and it had nothing to do with condoning any bullying of people with Tourette's or anything like that. I don't construe it that way. If anything, I'm really surprised that Summit felt the need to apologize to me. It was really nice of him, but he didn't say anything mean to me. And I don't hold other people responsible for someone's actions. And as far as I'm concerned, something good happened. Somebody who didn't understand Tourette's now does. And that's all that needs to happen. I didn't really like the drama. I'm glad that accepting the apology stopped the drama and stopped people spectating and criticizing and really latching onto it in a negative way. Cool. Here's another point that I find really concerning about this whole drama, is that everyone's concerned about the N-word, but no one's concerned about the F-word. Whoa! So I've had homophobic slurs as tics for a very, very long time, since the beginning of this year at least. And nobody has come rushing to gay people's defense and been outraged by those slurs when I've had those tics. And that doesn't make sense to me. It really does reek of virtue signaling and bullshit if you'll stand up for black people, but not if they're gay.
Yeah.
And that gay people
don't
trigger the same cancel culture reaction. So, you know what, if you're going to pretend that this is actually about defending anyone, at least be consistent and intersectional.
It's like, I feel like the only way that if a gay streamer or YouTuber or whichever, the only way that they could get defense is from their fans, which is sad, but it's true. Like, I never really heard nobody, go out of their way to defend somebody. It's like they're not even a fan. Like, I feel like if they are, it's just a very rare person out of the just bunch of people and things. But yeah, it's messed up how the world is set up. I think it's gonna probably be another thing like black people. I feel like if the racism that was going on back years ago was going on now, then it was gay people probably wouldn't even be in the conversation. And black people is still, there would probably be something else being talked about, but it would probably be the same thing where it's like she said something else and then they got all this hate, but then if it was about black people, then it wouldn't be talked about. And that's what's overall putting gay people in that equation. It's like it's going to take years down the roads for, people are saying well, I mean, it seems like it's getting there, so it might not be years, but it just seems like it will take a while for gay people to have that same love and respect black people was getting throughout the years and stuff. So it's gonna take time, but I agree with her on that. It's like you guys are gonna say or defend black people in this, and it's like you guys gotta defend gay people or anybody else that's, you know, like if she, whatever like slurs she says out, or, you know, out and things, and it's like I feel like that it deserves that same defense. But anyways,
gay people matter too. But I don't have any negative feelings towards black people or towards gay people, because Tourette's isn't about expressing what you're thinking or feeling.
I gotta tell you, in my interactions with with Anita, she has been nothing but nice, kind, supportive. Go get 'em. She even gave me money when I was going through it one time, dude. Okay? Like, she's a true friend, and I don't want anyone thinking she's actually unironically racist. Go get 'em. Because people think Tourette's is just what you're hiding, or what's just in your brain. Not the case, all right? She's a real one. I have nothing but love and respect for her. Call me a simp, go ahead. But it is what it is.
So, here's the thing. I'm not straight, and yet I say homophobic slurs as tics. I have had 2 girlfriends and 3 boyfriends, and I am very much familiar with the LGBT community. I know plenty of people within it, love them, and do not define them by their sexuality, but rather accept it as part of them, and it's not something that I particularly criticize or feel angry about. All love is love, and I think love is awesome. So, by the same token, I don't have any negative feelings towards black people. Half of my family, my whole dad's side of the family, is black people. And people don't really know that about me, because I'm always overexposed in my streams, so you can't see that I'm quite tan. And, whoa, I fuck men. Not that I would ever use my connection to black people as an excuse. I'm not going to use it as a card.
but not still. I'm like, dang, I'm like looking at her, I'm like, I possibly could, I don't know. I'm gonna have to see the family. Like that's why I'm all like, hey Anita, can you just like slide me like a family photo real quick? Like I'm curious. I'm not like trying to say that it ain't true, but I'm just all like, then just, you know, be able to, okay, so I can see like the resemblance, and like I'm trying to think, like I don't know. But I've seen where it's like there are black people where it's like they are, you know, light and things, so that's like they like extra light skin and stuff. But dang, that's crazy. I did not know that.
Jail free. No, I am merely bringing it up because I lived with my dad when I was younger. He used to play a lot of rap music. I heard that word a lot. Didn't even know it was an inappropriate word. And it didn't really feel inappropriate until I started streaming. And it just doesn't come across as anything inappropriate or abnormal, or it's not like a word that really triggers me in any sense. So I guess it just hasn't sunk in. I'm kind of glad so far that it hasn't, to be fair, because I wouldn't be here probably. It's a Streaming has had an interesting effect on my tics because people have pressured me about it over and over again and wondered why I don't say it. And then said it's TOS, and then whenever it did end up coming out of me as a tic, people would really, really, really overreact and get angry and be convinced I was banned, or get angry at me. I would get hate mail, I'd get DMs, you know, and it made it feel really inappropriate and surrounded a lot of anxiety and strong feelings around the world all of a sudden. Which made me feel...
It's messed up she gets put in a situation like that. It's just... Yeah, I think people... Overall, what was being said in the beginning of the video, it's like people just need to study Tourette's more and understand, like, this girl ain't got no... You know, I can kind of see, like there is some black in there. It's like the more I look at her, I'm like, yeah, I can see it. I could see, maybe if her hair was like curly or something, I'm like, I could possibly see a little bit. Like, I got like, I'm like, I'm just saying, Sweet Anita, like, slide me a family photo real quick. But but yeah, like what she was saying in the beginning of the video.
Differently about it and made it seem like a slur, which made my Tourette's kind of centralize around it and latch onto the phrase even more. And the devastating effect of that now is that my dad rings me because it's Christmas, and I don't want to pick up, and I don't want to get in a call with him until the tic has passed, because my dad I saw my dad face a lot of prejudice growing up, and I can't imagine saying that word to him. I really can't. So I'm gonna wait to wish him a Merry Christmas until after this tick passes. It's having a bad effect on me. I had a really awkward interaction today. Got kicked out of a shop because I shouted the N-word, and it's starting to become a more and more frequent tick. And I'm doing my best to suppress it, but it's still really interfering with my life. So reading lots of hate comments and seeing it get spread across the internet and having such a visceral reaction to it from people has really affected me and made it more frequent, sadly. And it's so involuntary. And seeing people claim that I'm faking my tics and being edgy on purpose or trying to get away with racism, just really fragrant, like, it doesn't make sense to me. That is not something I benefit from. It's something I have to constantly fight against. And half of my content is literally about dispelling that myth so that people don't treat other people with Tourette's the same way, and that we can get out there and be safe and not be attacked or, you know, kicked off public transport. We get to go shopping in peace because more and more people can identify tics for what they are at a distance. I've seen the benefit, real life benefit, of there being more awareness. I constantly get messages from people who are like, I didn't even understand Tourette's before I saw your content, and now I'm getting diagnosed with it. I always wondered what was going on with me, and you helped me find out what it was, so thank you. There are people with Asperger's, with autism, with OCD, with schizophrenia, and all sorts of things going on, all sorts of challenges, messaging me going, I want to stream now. I was so scared to be in the public eye, but now I'm out. I want to get out there because I've seen you do it, and I feel like I can too, for a change. And these sorts of things are profound to me. These sorts of things keep me coming back, even when some days it sucks. Because I want to be an excuse for people to love life and get out there no matter what challenges they're facing. And, you know, I think even if one person did, just because of my content, it would be worth it. So, wow! So I'm still here despite the criticism, and I'll stay for as long as I can, trying to make a difference. I've spoken to Twitch on multiple occasions. I've had the N-word tick several times, long before this controversy with cancel culture. And I've asked if I've had to delete VODs, if I have to delete, you know, this or that, if I have to, if I have to stop streaming for a while. And they've said no, and it's okay, and I understand why. Because those rules are in place to prevent racism, not prevent disabled people from participating.
Yeah.
So thank
I
you,
wish
Twitch.
Twitch would go and delete her Twitch account over some stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, that'd be messed up. Twitch, I'm all like, it's one thing when you're doing it to people that's like they ain't even did nothing or they ain't got no problems, like, you know, like conditions or any of that stuff. But then when you do it to a person with a condition, I feel like it's like 10 times worse than if it's like somebody like Dr. Disrespect or anybody else. So
for being so supportive and standing by me and allowing me to be here and understanding that context matters, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to do what I do, and I love doing it. I don't love the awful tics, but I do love being an excuse for people to better their lives and get out there. But yeah, I just want to clarify that tics are not necessarily what you're thinking. Most of the time, they're not what you're thinking. In the rare case that it is what you're thinking, you probably only said it because you had a lot of anxiety about it being that specific phrase. And seeing as anxiety and strong emotions are such a trigger, it can really intertwine those intrusive thoughts into your tics. Thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you so much for giving me a platform to raise awareness about tics and Tourette's.
Very informational.
Because without you guys, I wouldn't have been able to reach as many people and help as many people get a diagnosis and get some context for the challenges.
Yeah, she's definitely, I feel like that, with like her condition, because there's like another name for it than just, but it's in that category of Tourette's. But no, it's good though that it's somebody like her came onto the platform. That's why I say it's like she's different. You know, she's somebody I feel like that the, you know, YouTube or Twitch or any other platform, what they need. So it's like people that already have this condition or already has this problem, like they can very well like go out and you know, like upload content or just make videos and just, you know, be the person that they want to be, rather than hiding behind doors and feeling ashamed. Like, you know, here's this girl, it's like she's, you know, she's killing it right now with what she got going on in life, and she's doing good. So that's what I like to anybody out there. It's like you got a condition with like hers or another type of condition, like still just do it. Like just go at it. Like if you gotta hide it, hide it. If you want to embrace it, do that. Like embrace it though. Like no, but it's like that's I'm like hide it, but hide it until you feel comfortable. It's gonna come to a point in time where it's like you're gonna have to embrace who you are as a person. If a gay person can embrace who they are, or a trans person can embrace who they are, or a black person, or any other type of person in this world, if a person can embrace who they are on the internet, you can very well embrace who you are on the internet.
Lives and help and medication and things like that, because I needed that. I'm providing the content I needed in my teens when I was so confused and I thought, why am I such a terrible person? The truth is, I was doing stuff that was involuntary, but I didn't understand why. I was punching people in the solar plexus and winding them. I was shouting slurs and I was saying, hope you die, to people, and I was so scared of people's reactions. I was so scared to get out into the world. I thought that people would think I was an attention seeker. When I finally got a diagnosis, I was liberated. I was able to finally get out, rescue animals, interact, make friends, get an education, do shit that I've always wanted to do. It freed me, and it took my mid to late 20s for that to happen, and I want to be able to be the reason why someone's life starts early and they get a chance to get out there and have fun and be safe long before I did. Okay, so you guys are helping me do that every day that you watch my content, and it means so fucking much to me, because I want to set the story straight. I can't get back the years of my life I lost to not being diagnosed, but I'm hoping, really hoping, that I can give those years back to other people who struggle, and you're the reason I can do that, so thank you.
You got a lot of fans, you got a lot of love. Twitch love you, we all love you, we're all fucking fighting our own demons. Fuck everybody that pulls you down. Fuck them all, girl. You're worth a million more than what them wankers are. Fuck them all. No one's judging you, we all love you. I don't know you, but I love you. Carry on.
Yeah, it's people. I'm like, I ain't gonna trip about it. I'm like, you know, she doing her thing. That's all that matters. So, but no, that was a pretty good video. That was really good. Dang, we did 30 minutes, but 32 minutes in a few seconds. But nah, if you guys haven't, definitely go subscribe to Sweet Anita for more videos like this. Yeah, she does a lot of different videos, gaming and all of that. So go subscribe to her, subscribe to me too, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.